once heard somebody say, this is living don't come easy, and you never find your way. And if you try and walk alone, you're already lost believing. And if the word rings true, and there's darkness before light, find somebody and get together. Make love that lasts forever, every day and every night. When the whole damn world is beating you down, what about when you get burned from the tricks you never learned, and now you're dead on the ground? The story's sad, but it's true, and it can get the best of anyone. Loneliness won't get you through. You're gonna need to find a friend, gonna need to find someone. And if you wake up tomorrow and your heart ain't feeling right, find love to steal or borrow. Say goodbye to pain and sorrow every day and every night. Every day and every night.
Good morning. How's it going, everybody? How's it going? I don't need these anymore. Hey, Peace Panda, Beach Boy, and Angela's Clips and Giggles is listening. How's everybody? Like, really, for real? My friend with the 2 surgeries is back in the hospital with an obstruction, and I've been checking on her. Not a good thing, but I did see her on Thanksgiving, so that was good. And that's where they are with that. So look, this stuff on YouTube is crazy. And I'm not here to say like I'm perfect and these people are bad, but why are you inciting hate? If I can fix that a little bit. Hello. Why are you inciting hate against, like, why are you going at Craig? Because we know that he's had now clues come out with this other DV incident with his mother. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know. What are we going to gain from that? Do you want Brittany to get hurt? Do you want him to lash out and hurt those boys? I mean, what is your goal here? Is it just for content? Because if it's just for content, find some new content. This is real life stuff, y'all. Please. Beach Boy says I had to change my name and photo due to trashy creator stalker. Well, I don't think she's doing all that great though, Beach Boy. I mean, she's got a tube down her upper nose, down her throat, and she is having, she didn't even have a good night last night. It's very miserable. And I'm waiting on her mother to update me because she's there and I'm not. And I'm not going to impose on my friend by going to see her if she doesn't want company. So, I just asked her mom yesterday, what's going on? I want to see her, but I don't want to come up there if she doesn't want me to, right? we're good enough friends that we can do that. And I know when you're miserable in a hospital bed, you don't really want to see everybody. And besides the fact that they're knocking out with pain meds, and her husband's there, her her mother's there. There's people there with her all day. Yeah, thanks for praying for her. She's a very special friend of mine, and the whole family is. And I just can't even tell you how much. Hey, I saved my life, not my boobs. And yeah, she lost her breast and her, Anyway, here's the thing. Like Angela's Clips and Giggles posted this yesterday, and I was looking for ideas to go live about that people would want me to talk about, and I asked the question on my community post, and those ideas that I got so far are good, and they're going to require some work for me to look. Hey, Billy Jones, for me to go look those up, so I'm going to do that. Those are great ideas. One is about the AI. AI's gotten scary because it's very difficult to tell what's AI and what's not. And it's always been difficult. I mean, however long it's been around, but it's gotten a lot more difficult. And the free, AI things that you can use are available to everybody. And even a small paid amount can get you a lot of stuff. And so it's worthy of talking about. So thank you for the prayers for my friend and family, her family. Let's go ahead and get into this with what Angela wrote. I'm just going to read what Angela wrote, and then we're going to talk about it. I know before I even went live, even posted it last night, there were already people coming in down thumbing this. Please like this. If you feel like you got a down thumb somebody before you even hear what they have to say, that's cool too, because it's engagement. And I know I'm not popular here. I'm not in with anybody. I'm not in cahoots with anybody. Angela and I are not in cahoots. Yes, we've emailed a few times. She hates email. She told me that. I don't have her phone number. She doesn't have mine. We're not like best buddies, but from time to time we have emailed. And I don't want y'all to get this twisted and start in on, Lee, you're friends with her. And then that's also ridiculous, because another thing is that everybody has good and bad in them. And whether you're friends with somebody or not, that's your prerogative. I don't determine my friends, especially online, by who they like or don't like. Unless they're all up in somebody's ass that I think is ridiculous. Like, I'm not going to name names, but there's some creators on here that I wouldn't want to be associated with. So we're going to go over that Beach Boy here really soon. Let me go ahead and read her post here. Let's bring it up. Okay. I'm going to read it off of my other, to that own self be true. Right. Exactly. Angela's Clips and Giggles wrote this yesterday. So when she's talking about last night, she's talking about night before last. I tried to listen to you, Brittany, last night, and you just were sleeping. And you kept wanting to read this. I don't know if you ever did, because I went to sleep, but you were going to read this by Angela and I guess talk about it. But by the time I went to sleep, you hadn't done it yet, because you kept falling asleep and forgetting where you are. And I wish you wouldn't fall asleep. It just wears me out. Okay, I hope some of you are well. Some of you can go straight to hell. The ones of you that will be drooling over Craig being so upset last night, you can go to hell. Now, Brittany did say that he was really upset and that he's going through something, and that he asked if everybody could hear him, and did they hear him cry, and things like that. And everybody's always wanting to know, why doesn't Craig have a job and stuff? Does he? And I don't know if this is true, but does anybody know about mental health issues, mental illness? We always call it mental health here, but it's really mental illness that causes problems. And maybe he does have PTSD. I mean, I think Brittany mentioned that last night. We don't know. We have no idea. You don't know what's invisible to you. We don't know. And you're just pushing and pushing and pushing this man who's got, and I'm not, like, he's not in the right by all the things he says in the background. He's not. I'm not taking up for him abusing his wife or girlfriend. I'm not doing that at all. But let's not push somebody to hurt somebody again. Okay, let me explain something to you. Again, I'm reading from Angela. It is very obvious since the DV report came out that a few so-called creators have been poking to get reactions from Craig. Yesterday on 2 channels, it was even more blatant. The excuse was made that doxing Craig yet again was because Brittany said Clue was a racist. Again, this is Angela. She is a racist. It was the lamest damn excuse to go real live. That's who you are. You all don't give 2 shits for a woman and 2 little boys in that home. Even if you can't stand Brittany, there's 2 little boys in that home, y'all. Brittany isn't the monster you have made her out to be. She's definitely flawed for sure, but that's not what you have made her. The monsters are the ones, first of all, making this real life bullshit common. The attacking of children, going over someone's DV report, and then trying to put the blame on them that's why it happened. Poking someone's partner that drinks and has a history of violence, doxing people's deceased loved ones. There's absolutely no excuse for that shit that you have done and accepted. Absolutely none. If you make excuses for it, you are also the problem. There used to be lines that aren't crossed until a certain pig trampled through them with you cheering her on. Y'all, these people aren't going to continue to do all these things without a creator bringing it up over and over. And 2,000 people in the chat. Yeah, not in the chat, but, watching and many in the chat. And they're, he's bad. I mean, just picture like back in the day when they had the gallows and they had the hangings and all the people were there to watch this bad person get, put to death. It was celebrated. We've come beyond that. We've grown and, people aren't put on a stake and killed for being who they are. People used to die for being gay. They still do. People used to die for being black. They still do. We may get into that if we have time today, because I've got some stuff to say about the racist and all that. Beach Boy says, we do not know that his family's under daily attack. Come on, people. Would you wish that for those you love? Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. Hey, perfectly perfect. Thank you. Yes, gratitude is my magic word over here. You all say I collect shit. I'm back to Angela now. Trust and believe I've documented every bit of the prodding since that DV report was read out. If anything happens to her or those children, there will be no doubt who is to blame. You are lighting matches and throwing them, trying to spark a reaction, not a redaction. It's more than obvious. Some of you would not pass for human at this point. You are soulless fucks. What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about what she wrote? I can't believe, what do y'all think about that? Beach Boy says, I never watched Brittany until the bad girls and boys began their crusade against her. Now you have made her the underdog, and it's going to be your downfall, in my opinion. I'm not, and I've made videos about Brittany. I'm not like, she's not in the right or in the wrong all the time. Nobody is. Yelling out the F gay slur is not okay. Calling people the N-word is not okay. It's not okay. Inciting this man, poking and poking and poking. How many many people would be okay with somebody bringing up all their past? Like last night, Brittany was, I don't know if she got through it or not, but she was bringing up her relatives. Well, this relative killed somebody, and this one, and this, because Clue's bringing it up. She's reading into the, into the documents. Go read into the documents, but that doesn't mean you got to bring them here. I'll look up stuff too. I look up stuff in court records. I look it up, but that I don't bring it all on here. I mean, I'm interested. I look up court records all the time. People in my state that I see, they get like a DUI or they get some other thing, and I'll look them up to see what happened to them. Like when they got the DUI, did they go to jail, or if they were arrested for something? And I just go look at, because it's easy to find in my state, and I just go look them up and see what they really did and see what the outcome was. And it's just out of curiosity. And I don't run, and post it on my channel and send it to everybody in Arkansas to go look at. It's it's not personal. It's not private because I have access to it. And so I don't do that though. Peace Panda says, my first thought is that BJ herself has to take some responsibility in all this, staying live on stream while Craig has a breakdown. Yes, Peace Panda, she should have got off sooner. She did get off. She should have got off sooner. I hate that for you, that you can't go live and not have Craig in the background. But look, I can't listen and watch Brittany when he's back there talking, because he's talking and she's talking and there's music and her music. And, there's just, it's too much for me, the way my brain handles things. It's too much for me. But yeah, really, ideally, if Brittany could just take a break and not be on here, or just literally do true crime and don't bring up any drama. None of us are perfect. Yeah. So Beach Boy agrees with me perfectly, says everything we know and everything that we hear about Brittany, it's only because she puts it out there. Nobody's fault but her own. This is true. We wouldn't know anything about her other than, these court records that are being brought up, and, her home. She put out her own address when she filed lawsuits. Okay. She doxed herself back. She's already doxed because her name scrolls across the screen. When I first got doxed, I was new around here. I was new to live streaming and everything. I've been had my channel about a year, and I got doxed with my name, my full name, and it was scary as fuck, right? I mean, and I don't have anything in my past that I haven't already told everybody, and I don't have any arrest records, so you're not going to find that. So I'm not concerned. I was scared at the moment because, I don't have anybody here to protect me. It's just me. Hi, Lily Polly. And it feels weird. If it happens today, all right, it's already been done. Certain people have had my name for a long time. I'm not ashamed of who I am or anything like that. That's crazy. But you have to protect yourself. And Brittany's gone way past that. And now, they're pulling up court records and they're saying, well, this clerk at the courthouse did this so that he wouldn't have a record. Well, whatever. I mean, most court records are going to be through your social. That's not going to be shown on here. I'm pretty sure that whatever it is would hook up to him via his social security number, but I don't know. Beach Boy says, I made some snarky remarks on her page, but now I have enough sense to know this harassment is just too much. It's too much. And look, I don't know, anybody can stop at any time. Just stop doing it. But Hannah says, what makes it worse, at least for me, BJ makes excuses for him to excuse his behavior. That's not going to help anything. No, she shouldn't make excuses for him. And somebody asked me the other day, because I was like, they were like, maybe she can't leave, because I'm like, get help, get out of that house. You need to get away. And somebody said, well, maybe she can't. And I'm like, well, get help then. Well, maybe we don't know what he says to her. We don't know what he does. We know that they have tracking on each other, Life 360, whatever it is. So, we know that they're being tracked by each other. Maybe she is afraid to leave. I don't know. Angela says, I don't listen when Craig is on either, and I don't condone the crap he says. Right, Angela, I agree. I don't condone anything he says, and he's back there saying the worst things. And he's got some problems, right? He's got some problems. And when he started coming on her channel, I was like, he's going to ruin her channel, because supposedly years ago, he lost his channel because of all this stuff. And then she lost monetization because he said the F gay slur. That's what everybody says. I don't know that as a fact. I don't have any ends with YouTube on decisions they make. She is enabling him perfectly. She does enable him. From the beginning, to his credit, Craig begged her to ignore them and just do true crime. He's frustrated with the whole thing. I think they all got frustrated. I think he got frustrated when CPS started getting called and being brought into the house and everything. So, yeah, that would be frustrating. And I don't think that we hear the whole truth. I don't think that CPS comes in there and says, your house is so cute. Your house is so cute. Y'all are good parents, blah, blah. No, I don't believe that. I don't believe they come in there. Maybe somebody said that, but I mean, I just don't think that that's how everything went down. I don't think that you have 4 CPS calls. I mean, I do think that people are calling, and I think that they have to weed through those. And if they think there's a reason to come out, then they probably do. And I'm not saying that that's not true that they came out. I'm just saying that I don't believe it was just a nothing case and they were like, oh, never mind, we didn't mean to come out. It's just not how it is. I also don't think that what's happening that we can see in that house is something that they would take the kids over. As long as that gun doesn't get waved around anymore. I don't think that, my opinion is CPS is overbooked, overloaded, and only the worst cases are they going to come in there and pull the kids. And so I just don't see them coming in and grabbing the kids, which is good. Yesterday he said, I'm good with just drinking beer, but you got me a Coke and Jack. She's the only one that goes to get the liquor, so she's the one that's having him down the wrong road. Yeah, I mean, if you're enabling an alcoholic, then you're enabling an alcoholic. And I've brought that up here before about Brittany. Like, she says she's drug free, all clean and sober, been clean and sober forever. And she's, fine. Everything's fine. They're safe, because I tried to reach out, but we're safe. We're good. And I said, I can't live when I was clean and sober back in the day, and, I had relationships with people who were actually alcoholics. I had bye. I can't be clean and sober and be with you when you're doing this behavior. And it's not just drinking, it's abusing it, being an alcoholic, falling out drunk, all the stuff that Craig's doing, that we see Craig doing. I can't live with somebody like that. No, I did quit drinking in June this year. But I'm not around anybody. If I was dating someone and they had a drink, that would be fine. But it's the falling down drunk and all that stuff that I'm not going to enable. And Brittany, if you're the one going to the store and getting all that, which is how it seems like he doesn't go anywhere, you're enabling him. Just like when he's on his diet and he's wanting, all this meat, you go get him what he wants. I mean, that's cool. He sure did what? Are you talking about Angela, are you talking about the Coke and Jack? I'm really beginning to start to think that BJ even drinks alcohol. I don't know why she can't stay awake. I don't know why she can't stay awake, because lately she missed a whole night, so she slept of going live, so she slept all night. Brittany, if you're listening to this, please come tell me. You can come. I'll let you up. Let's talk about it. Why can't you stay awake? If you can't handle beer, you sure can't handle the hard liquor. I know from past experience. Yeah, beer's just, I mean, when you go to AA or something, they don't say, well, you can have 2 beers a day. It's all alcohol. When I quit drinking, all I was drinking were those Truly lemonades, and I'd had vodka about once a week or something. But either way, I mean, it's still alcohol. And thankfully, Paula, yes, on the second, I had 6 months. No alcohol. So, yeah, for me. My mind is clear. I remember more things. And while I still use medical marijuana, it does seem like that it's helped me. And really, alcohol doesn't do anything good for you. Perfectly says, Barb, congrats on your sobriety. Keep up the good work. I know it's hard, but pushing through is the best reward. I have 9 years clean in May. Wow, Perfectly. Well, I went to Thanksgiving, right, with my friends, and they drink, like, they all, everybody's drinking. I took some sparkling cider and some wine for them, the wine, right, because I didn't bring any food for Thanksgiving. I said, I'll bring you wine. My friend had just come home from surgery that morning. I said, hey, I got some sparkling cider for me and you. She drank some of it, and she likes wine a lot. But anyway, I was fine. In fact, this other lady that's a friend of mine there, she's older, and I know I'm old, but she's older. She wanted another. I said, do you want me to refill yours? And she was pointing at mine, and I'm like, that's not, you don't want that. That's not even alcohol. And she was like, I hadn't mentioned, to her that I am not drinking because it's not a big deal. And I don't like for people to feel uncomfortable around when you're not drinking, like they think they can't. No, I'm not drinking for my health, right? I'm not falling down drunk or anything like that. I'm trying to get my shit together. She's got her shit together. I'm trying to get my shit together, right? But it's I got rid of that, If I didn't have chronic pain from my neck to my butt, from my spine, I probably wouldn't use medical marijuana. Why? I mean, I could save money. Hey, Bitter Tea, I'm just joining, but the post you are showing right there is completely insane. Okay, why is it insane, Bitter Tea? Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Tell me why it's insane. I wish she would panel up with you. No one here is out to get her. Hopefully there needs to be a peacemaker, someone to help. Brittany, you've come up on my panel in the past. Let's do it. Come on up. You can come up. I'll send you the link. Hey, Bitter Tea. BJ will not power up with anybody. It's fact. 15 years sober. Wow, Beach Boy. Good for you. She won't panel up with anybody. Well, she can come up here. We had never gone at each other until I started reviewing her a few months back. And I don't hate Brittany. I don't hate anybody on here. Okay, Bitter Tea says, I find it very odd that Angela wants to blame all this on other people when she was the one who even brought the DV to light to begin with. Oh, really? But Angela, are you listening? Did you bring the DV to light? I guess, I mean, there is a difference with initially bringing it out, if she did or whoever did, and just poking though. I mean, I'm just saying there is a difference. I'm not saying that bringing the DV to light is a good thing. I didn't do it. I didn't bring anybody's crap on here. I did many years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever it was, I covered Natasha Cooper and I read out her email or texting back and forth with this woman who she scammed. It was public record, and I read back and forth. I think that's the only thing I've ever brought. Rankin is the one that brought the DV report on Granny's channel, right? She brought it up and read it. And then before she read it all out, Granny shut it down and then removed it. It's no one's fault if someone happens to BJ, if something happens to BJ, Bitter T says. She knows what Craig is capable of. She continues to bring alcohol to that home. Why would you do that? Bitter T, see, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do that. I kicked a guy out who I'd been doing cocaine with, right? I'm like, done. I got to go get a job. I went and got a job. I came home from work. He had a bottle of Kahlua that he had broken. I'm like, fuck that. You go out and buy some Kahlua while I'm working because there's bills got to be paid that we've been spending all our money on drugs. And, and you go out while I'm out making some money and you broke. I was so pissed. Why don't you get a damn job? I kicked him out. I don't think it was that day. I don't know if it was that day. I think that's what sparked it, though, because I'm like over this lifestyle. We've been doing it now for a while, and I'm ready to get back to being myself. And it's a hard thing when you've been down and out with, drugs in your home. And like one day, my parents even came over because my job called them. My job called and said, I guess like she hadn't shown up for work today. She called in yesterday and said, blah, blah. Then I didn't show up or answer the phone or anything. And guess who came to my house? My parents. And I was grown, right? But they got called as my emergency contact. And when my dad, and like, we're asleep. Like, why are you at my house? I'm sleeping. Come on. Yeah. I don't deal with that. So yes, if you're going to enable him, if you're going to bring that to him, make him get it himself. It's very unlikely that he's going to hurt you when he's not drinking. So that would be me. If you want it, go get it yourself or get your mama to bring it because I'm not going to get it for you anymore. That's what I would do. But I don't know if that's what Brittany would do. Bitter T says initially Angela brought it out. Angela, are you here? Come tell us. I remember you saying that, Barb. I think BJ is scared of Craig. I pick up on the abuse. Oh, I think so too, because when he's playing his music and it's so loud and everything, she's like, please turn it down just a little bit. When I would be like, go in the other room, you MF, go in the other room. You're destroying my channel. That's what I would do. But yeah, I'd be afraid of somebody who did to her what he did. If she behaved this way and it was just her and Craig, hey, have at it. But she should be putting her children first. An alcoholic with mental health issues is dangerous for them to be around. It is, Peace Panda. The whole situation is dangerous. It's a powder keg waiting to explode. Bitter says, I lived that life as a child. I slept in a car as a child with my mother many nights. I came from a family with money. I'm told this story many times. I've told this story. Oh, Bitter T, I'm so sorry that happened to you. And I'm sure you've overcome a lot of it, but I know that it's difficult. If someone has that problem and you don't get it, you can make it worse though. Okay. If you want to live this life and it's you and your partner to each his own, but your children have no choice in the matter. That's why we have CPS, because parents don't always do the right things for their children. And I just don't know how these boys are going to act when they get as they get older because they're living in a chaotic situation. And it just seems like that children might act out more, be in a chaotic home life. We have no idea what goes on that we don't see and hear. We heard the night that he was upstairs on TikTok and she went up the stairs and, knocked, get whatever. And said she was packing her bags. Yeah, she just need to put her children first. Brittany, if you're listening, please, come on, please, for the kids, please stop all this. She makes the money. She has the car. She can leave. Pack her bags when he is passed out and leave. Call the law and have him put in jail. Yes, Bitter T, I agree with you there. What I'm trying to say is maybe I don't know everything, but you do have a way to leave. And you do have a vehicle, and he does pass out drunk. We know you have to help him to bed sometimes. We know that he threw up one night and you went and cleaned it up because he was drunk. That's not good behavior. That's not something that you want to model for your children. Perfectly says Craig doesn't even know when the kids' birthdays are. And he had to ask her, didn't even know how old the children were. So you tell me how involved he is. Yeah, I was surprised at that too when I heard him asking how old the children are. But, it's their home and it's their family and they can do what they want to do. But I don't feel like you're doing the right thing. And that's why I'm talking about it. And Brittany, please come on up. Let's talk about it. It's like she chases a man before she puts her children first. It looks that way from her first time. It looks that way now. Bitter, she did leave, apparently, the one relationship with children and walked away and moved into this other home and had 2 new children. I mean, that it does appear that way. I've not seen anything that doesn't lead me to believe that she basically left those children behind. And I think I'm about to sneeze. Hold on. I did. I sneezed right there. Beach Boy says, I know that my best friends have always been female and have been in abusive relationships, and my heart breaks for puppies. Man, they want to be up on my lap. I know that my best friends have always been female and have been in abusive relationships, and my heart breaks for anyone who is going through that. In the end, they all had to leave. I think that I would do what it took for my children. Look, I got one in my face right now because on my lap because they need me, right? I mean, look, the other one's over here. He needs me too. He's like, why did she get to be on your lap? Take care of your children first, though, right? I love you too. I always get the feeling she doesn't have a lot of real life support, only online people. Could that be another reason she won't leave him? I think that she doesn't have anywhere to go, and she doesn't have the strength it takes to go be on your own, to go be on her own. And then there's also the wondering if he's going to come and hurt her. Okay, so my friend's making progress. We're on day 3. Sorry, I got a text. Perfectly says Barb, off topic, but your hair looks really nice. Did you do something different? I got highlights last week. 2 weeks ago, maybe. Thank you. Bitter Tea says, maybe I'm wrong. I just find it rich that Angela puts all her dirt and then wants to come after others for trying to hold BJ responsible for the happenings in her home. Take it as you will. So, like, normally try to level out like where, like I'm using her post because, well, it did draw my attention, and we're going to talk about some of these comments while it's here. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm not really friends with anybody on here except Toxicity of Social Media and our friends. And she's the only other creator that I actually talk to and have conversations with. And, like real conversations about, hey, this is going on, and we're friends, right? But other than that, there's not anybody on here that I talk to about stuff. I've got to sneeze again, I think. Hold on just a second. Oh man. I didn't. All right. Okay. My dad was abusive to me when I was young. Mom sat me down and said, "You come first. If he ever touches you again, just let me know and we will start over by ourselves." It never happened again. I just think, okay, you've got a home with a mother and a father and 2 boys. In this day and age, with little outside influence, because it appears that for a lot of kids nowadays, it's the internet and the school and the family. And you're only going to do what you're going to model what you learn. And if this is what are they going to do when they encounter real life stuff? Like, it's not going to be too long until, and it may have already happened, these kids are approached at school. Hey, look, I brought some alcohol to school, or I brought a marijuana vape to school. And it's just not putting those children in the best place. You may not like the approach that others have taken to bring out what Craig is doing in the background, but it isn't anyone's responsibility to ensure BJ or her kids' safety. That is BJ's. BJ lies. I applaud you. Exactly. You're bitter tea. You're right. I emailed her or texted her. Now it's been months ago when the gun thing happened, and I'm like, I'm worried about you. Why don't you take the kids and go to your dad's or something? And she said, we're fine. The kids are fine. Everything's fine, and blew me off. That's cool. It is Brittany's responsibility, but at the same time, how would you feel if you're poking every day, and then he blows up and something happens? Somebody gets hurt, killed. What's worse than getting hurt or killed? I don't know, but that's what I'm saying is that the best that people have to do, is to go at people all the time? This is ridiculous. I don't even watch most of these channels anymore. All it is back and forth, and I'm like, this is the same thing y'all were talking about 6 months ago. What have we done? It's just me, though. Maybe when you get in your 60s, you'll be like, well, what do I want to do with my time? Hold on, I got another message. Oh, okay. It's terrible. I agree with Bitter T. Angela is irrelevant. The bottom line, BJ and Craig need help. It's like watching addicts about to OD. That house is toxic. Imagine watching your parents act that way. Wake and bake, I can't even imagine. I'm still living with what I watched my parents do, and none of it was falling down drunk. We had routines. To the outside world, we looked great, but I was being verbally and emotionally abused in my home by all of them. Wake and bake, how you doing? I thought about you the other day, Wake and bake, because my nose is stuffy because I'm about to sneeze. I thought about you because I didn't wake and bake, but it was like about 10:30 in the morning and I baked a little bit. I normally just wait till after lunch. Beach Boy says it's not any of the nasty creators' business to harass BJ like they do every single day. That's not true concern about BJ or the kids, especially the one calling the kids horrible names. It's not all of them and it's not all her, but it's a big mess and it's ugly. And maybe I'm the odd man out because I just don't get into this. Maybe I never did. I got into a little bit, but not like this. Bitter T says everybody has something going on in their life. We have things on our plates. BJ's drama isn't always the worst. I'm over the poor me stream with her. Reality is like Eeyore. Yes, reality is like Eeyore. Angela says, I did not bring up Vivi, just that she had left with the boys. Sorry, was driving. Wake and bake. Bitter tea, my exact thoughts. Next time she falls asleep, she might not wake up. That's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about the way you breathe when you nod out. I can only imagine when you're actually like, whoa, you are actually sleeping. I think, what if she doesn't wake up? Because the other day, I think the night before last, there was just, it might have been last night, I don't know, there was just this long, and I didn't time it, but it had to be at least 3 or 4 minutes of just snoring. And I'm like, what if all of a sudden we don't hear anything else? I mean, there's a problem with your breathing, Brittany, please. There's a problem. I think she needs to stop poking at people too. I've seen them stop. She just continues. Oh, okay, so they're poking at her too, and she's poking back. They're all poking. They're all poking. That home needs help. Yeah, they do. I mean, the best thing that could happen in that home probably would be for the boys to go stay with someone for a while. If there's another place they could go. But the thing with foster care is not always good. Don't give two shits says the whole internet can tiptoe around him. If he goes out in public, is it public's fault? Brittany, talk about it to get him going. Yes, Wake and Bake. My email is here. Put it in here. I don't know if it'll work. It's a stupidbarb@gmail.com. gmail.com. I was watching something last night about how AI is reading all Gmail and adding I was just like, oh, and they're using it to blackmail these like rich men and women. Beach Boy says, I'm over 50 and I can honestly say everyone, even BJ, is acting very childish and juvenile about the situation. Yep. Wake and Bake. I work at a dispensary in the D. I wasn't aware of the DV report until it was put out on GW's panel. This is Angela's saying this. Then everyone jumped on it and bashed Brittany for it. I was not okay with that at all. Oh my gosh. And her kids find her. Yes, her kids used to wake her up. And then she yelled at them like, I'm not asleep. Don't, and then they started like clapping and now you don't hear any of that. So I don't know what's going on, but she definitely falls asleep. No out isn't their concern. No out isn't their concern. They have said as much. They don't care. They have a full plate too. Everybody loves drama. BJ even said that. Everybody loves a train wreck. BJ is just ours. Hey, Connie. Yes, BJ is our train wreck. I'm not really on the train anymore. Like I said, I'm just kind of like, nope, boring to me. But then I've got, real life situations that I'm thinking about, like my friend and my other friend who's in hospice at home, and my own shit, right? Like it's freezing, and I mean, we barely got above freezing yesterday, and it's cold, and my house is freezing. Blanket Bake says she should never have signed those RICO papers. That's as real life as it gets. And why is she doing Granny's papers? Peace Panda says, I've seen some of her own subs and Craig try and get BJ to get back to her true crime, but she continues on with the drama. I think they're all addicted to each other, the drama, clicks, and views. 8,000. You know, and what we haven't been talking about? $8,000 for C&Ds. Where's the 8,000? Brittany, what did you do with that? They are all poking. I will tell you this. Clue warned her over and over and over again to leave her again, or she would come back at her with everything she had. She also told her, you went to a Pistons game and thought of me? Because it's basketball? Or was Caitlin there? I really only care if Caitlin's there. And don't say Caitlin who. And she was relentless and would not let up. And she wonders why CPS was called. Oh, the D is Detroit. Clue has 10,000 reasons to go at her. Scotty, what 10,000 reasons? Money? Beach Boy, when did we become people who have to be on one side? What happens to individual thoughts? Well, that's me over here, because like I'm not on sides. I think Brittany does stupid shit, and I think Clue does stupid shit, and I think all of them do stupid shit. All of them. We all do. I've done stupid shit. Isn't Granny B trying to serve her papers and she's ignoring the knocks on the door? I don't know, Wake and Bake. I don't listen to Granny. Somebody else would have to answer that for you. Hey, April, good morning. Hope you have a wonderful, great day. Oh, I had a great Thanksgiving too. I did. Thank you. Basketball. Beach Boy says Clue is the devil, in my opinion. There's nothing righteous about what Clue is doing. Oh, they spent $10K for lawyers. Well, going at Brittany and getting her channel, giving her, views and clicks on her channel isn't going to help Clue get 10K back unless she can sue her. How's she going to get 10K back from her? And really, how much did they make that day when they announced that they had the charges? And I watched it. I was in there. I watched for a while, and all it was people giving money and them reading those out. It took like 2 hours, and they were still reading out everybody's donation. And I wouldn't doubt that they got all that paid for in that one live stream. Most of the people on here who are in court, it's not coming out of their pocket. It's coming out of their donations, called donos. Yeah, Wake and Bake, that's me. I'm just trying to be on my side. Like, this is my opinion, and everybody has a right to laugh and shrug it off and throw tomatoes. But you can't hit me with the tomato because I'm online. Oh, thank you, Tiff. That's so lovely and sweet. Thank you, thank you. Good morning. Well, Scotty, I'm pretty sure that they have a lot of money, right? Clue's a queen, right? She's our princess. I'm sorry. Wouldn't want to take queens. Wouldn't want to take her title. I'm pretty sure that they've got enough money to pay for that. Barb, Bitter T says, Barb, I honestly have not watched all the streams and had missed a lot of streams too. My mom is also in hospice. I'm so sorry, Bitter T. Yes. I'm home a lot. I'm home all the time, except for like 3 or 4 hours on Thanksgiving Day, or, running errands. I had to get my driver's license renewed this week and stuff like that. And, if you don't notice, like Arkansas doesn't notify you anymore that your driver's license expires. And so mine expired my birthday. It's this weekend and it expired on my birthday. So I was like, I got to go get that done. And she goes, that'll be $40. And I said, how many years is that? Is that 6 years? And she said, no, 8. Like, I didn't even ask for 8 years. Will I still be driving in 8 years? I don't even know. Blankenbake says, Angela, and there's nothing right about what you're doing. LOL. 10,000 on drugs. Tell them to show. Well, yeah, I'd like to see their receipts for that. I don't think 10,000. I mean, to me, 10,000 seems like a lot, but for one court appearance, fake bath receipts. Angela, what you're doing is wrong, in my opinion. This is from Hannah, UK. You are supporting BJ and Craig and blaming others for their actions. You are allowing them not to take responsibility. I'm sorry, that's my stance. I never leave my home. I don't get sleep anymore. Oh, bitter tea. That's horrible. Beach Boy said, Clue and Cletus begged for papers, even offered to pay BJ thousands of dollars for her legal fees. It's on Alive. Now they complain about their having to pay 2 lawyers. Well, they did. I do remember Clue begging for papers, and she finally got them, and then it was this horrible thing. Wake and Bake says, Angela, yes, you are a flip-flopper. Tiff from Texas says, Barb, she's a princess, and she's related to the royals, and she's rich. Honey. I mean, old money rich. Sure, Jan. Okay, Wake and Bake, I'll be watching for your email. It's funny how people assume what you support. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy on here because, oh, you support this and you support that, and everybody's crazy. I'm going to go over here and read some of these comments that were under Angela's post. I'm sorry, I've just got allergy stuff today. Maybe it's this puppy dog. Well, the first comment was me asking Angela if I could start my live with her post. Biscuit said BJ's friend Raykin obtained the DV report and is in her chat all the time. She must not be too upset about her DV report being out there. Yeah, Brittany, how are you okay with Raykin when she's the one who not only brought it out, but brought it out on Granny's panel, which means that a lot of your haters were already there watching, because we all know that Brittany and Granny have a lawsuit thingy, RICO and all that, and that they've been fighting back and forth for years. So, I mean, why are you friends with somebody who whipped Granny and put that on her thing? And then Angela said Raykin apologized to Brittany, and Biscuit said, so effing what? Either way, she did it for the purpose of being read online. If she's so devastated by it, why befriend the person that caused the whole shitstorm in the first place? No one needs friends like that. So apparently and then Angela said, at least she felt bad. Granny was just acting. I heard, and I don't know if it's true, that Granny knew all about the DV report way before Raykin brought it on her channel. So I don't know if that was, I don't know who set all that up and did all that, but Brittany, why are you now friends with Raykin? Miss Arnold said, let me ask this. How does Craig know what is said about him? How does he know the DV report was brought to YouTube? I'm only assuming he isn't reading chats nor watching other creators. He's getting his information from his significant other and hearing what she's saying, what she's choosing to say and choosing to read during her lives. So, who exactly is prodding him? It's a choice to read and or play these things for him. At the end of the day, everyone else can be blamed for the choices she's making. Well, I mean, in my opinion, I don't know what he watches. I don't know if he. I know that while she's live, he's not hearing and seeing her live, which is weird. And he's only reacting to what she says because he can't see. He's not watching. And then Angela says, "Are you kidding me? When she was on TikTok, people were going in his chats just to incite him and try to get him angry at Brittany. They were also telling him what was going on. I'm sure he watches." So Angela's sure he watches, and you know, let me go back to what y'all are saying. Look, just recently, BJ can't handle one bit of criticism. Clue has lots of people coming at her. She gives no energy. Beach Boy says, "I wouldn't want people to know if I was from royalty because they are notorious for inbreeding. That's a fact." Bitter Tea and Angela posts and leaks secret messages in her posts. They are the pot calling the kettle black. Well, Angela knows that, like I've said, I don't agree with sharing private messages. And Angela shared private messages, not of mine, but of people talking about me, some of which helped me and some of which really hurt me, right? I wish that what was private was private. But I've even asked Angela before, did so-and-so, what did they say about me? Because, I want like to know before it goes public, if somebody was talking shit about me. And, so I don't agree with it being shown, but at the same time, at one point it helped me. You trying to get down, babe? Lily Pad, hello. I've seen a lot of what Angela says. I do not feel she is on Team BJ. I think she speaks her mind and says when she feels something is wrong. I don't either. I think that Angela goes with where she is at the moment and what she feels is right. And is she perfect? No. Am I perfect? No. Are you perfect? No. None of us are. BJ will never stop with Clue as you see, she continues to go on and on poking the bear. What do people expect? They begged because they were tired of being threatened. Okay. Angela said you all are just upset they make others look like hypocrites. We don't assume Angela is right. Obvious what you do, you're worse than a fish out of water. Angela says she's not afraid to call out both sides. It's better than being a coward. I mean, and basically, I'm calling out everybody. Like I'm calling out, I'm not on a side, and I'm not the most popular, and I'm not the most hated, and I don't want to be hated, but I don't have to be the most popular to still have a channel and do my thing. But a lot of people on here get their whole identity from having a YouTube channel and having how many people are there and who said what and how many super chats they got. And I'm not getting any of that. So, let's see. Let's see what else let's go to another comment here. She can fix all of this by getting him offline. She's feeding the drama. She knows what she's doing. She knows having him on will get her content. She's no victim. She's calculated and manipulative, period. And she probably has her boyfriend in on it. Just a YouTubian says. Probably. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that Brittany's all in on this and she's using him? I think that if he's in the background and he's having a problem and you go live with that already going on, then that's on you because you go to the other room. I mean, you know that he's gonna talk shit in the background. Oh. Okay. If I were BJ, Rankin would never be in my chat again, even if she apologized. Same goes for Angela. Okay, Bitter Tea. Well, Angela's in mine, and Angela and I are, you know, we go way back to the time when I knew Brittany. And Angela and I have never had words or anything, but I know a lot of people don't like Angela. And I know having Angela in my chat could hurt my channel. Well, she's in my chat. If you hate me because Angela's in my chat, okay. That's on you. Angela's Clips and Giggles was in cahoots with Moon, then was talking bad about all of Moon's stuff. Then now Angela's sitting with BJ again. That is flip-flopping. Okay. Kids are having a ball. Clue is wrong, but nobody calls her out. Send her or has a problem with him. One thing that I mentioned the other day was when Clue says that she said the F word, and then she goes, well, I haven't, and I heard it this morning on a clip, and she's talking about, should we play it? I don't know, because can I play it? Can I play a video with people saying those words? Can I even say that? Can I play that? If people are saying the N word and the F gay slur? Angela says, I'm not sitting with BJ. I think what's been done to her is wrong, and I'm not afraid to tell her publicly. Tiff says, I watched them all turn on each other. That's the entertainment to me. You know, and I mean, some of that's playing out right now, but it's not got too exciting yet. But Angela used sit in QB chat and talked all kinds of stuff. Then you jump to the Moon and BJ Games trying to pay people to put out truth trauma. Okay, let's go back over here to the post last night. This thing about getting him offline. She feeds the drama. She knows what she's doing. Hold on, I gotta get my blanket. Hold on a minute. I get cold. What are y'all doing? What are you doing? Let me get this. I've got an electric blanket throw thing that I'm gonna bring in here because I'm getting chilly. Chilly. My house is so freaking cold. All right. Angela said it the other day. It was a message mending fences with BJ. Okay. Sweet One says he knows when he is drinking and goes, he knows when he's been drinking. With him flapping his mouth, this is how she protects the man she loves. This is how she protects her family. WTF, she is only cares about herself. Come here, Rusty. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, back over to these comments. Let me get that off because my dogs are okay. So she's feeding the drama. Brittany knows what she's doing. It's calculated. She, all that. That's what people are saying. Cindy Simona said people across the country have access to her life because she keeps it on display. This is her choice because money is more important than safety, dignity, and honesty. Ultimately, if Craig can't handle his anger, then he needs to check himself. But the reality is she can't depend on people who don't like her to protect her and her children. That is her job. I agree with that. It's her job. Come here, baby. I know you're tearing up my sweater, though. Ronnie says, not disagreeing with the overall sentiment posted, the poking and prodding has been a two-way street. i.e., lighting matches and throwing them to trying to spark a reaction. Enabling and protecting a potentially harmful situation is problematic in itself, and the source of the DV report sits in Brittany's chat. That message is heard loud and clear. Children are the responsibility of the parents. Yes, 100%. This is on Brittany to protect her family. It is. At the same time, how is Brittany going to make any money if she doesn't go on YouTube, go get a job? Well, it's not that simple. If Brittany were to try to go get a job tomorrow, what are the chances that she could get a job making anything, above minimum wage? It's not a cut at you, Brittany. It's the fact that you haven't had a job. You can't claim, well, I've got a YouTube channel as having work experience. I mean, you might get some kind of job that can help in, but it's very unlikely in this economy with the amount of people who have lost jobs in this year, government jobs, and cutbacks and all these things that companies are closing, and a lot of things are happening. And I just don't know that you could just go get a job. Could you get a job standing on your feet all day? No. Could you get a job sitting at a phone all day, at a desk all day? No, you'd fall asleep. She can't. What is she going to do? This is her only way to make money. She's put herself in a hole. What do people want her to do? That's what I'm saying. And this poking and prodding and going back and forth has been going on for years. This isn't anything new. Penguin Error has said on the post last night, but at the same time, she's showcasing a man in active addiction. In turn, people are making videos and dragging him in the mud daily for his kids and somebody to read someday. If he insists on this, why doesn't she show him what's going on while he's sober? Excuse me. Remind him the crazies are calling CPS, and this isn't helping matters. Why is she letting the man she says she loves humiliate himself and her every night and put his family at risk? I just don't understand this. Penguin, it's got to be about the money. It's got to be about the money, and it's also got to be about not having the emotional maturity to realize the damage that's being done or finding a path away from it. You're going to have to go outside of that home, Brittany or Craig, either one, to find a way out of this situation. Neither one of these people are going to be able to correct where they find themselves today. It's going to take an intervention of some sort, either one of them going to rehab, or like he needs to go to rehab to learn how to be a dad. There's a lot of these Christian places where people go and stay for a long time, and they get sober and they learn how to be a husband and a father. Because like I watched this man on, hold on a minute. You're tearing up my sweater. You're tearing up my sweater. You're tearing up my sweater, girl. Quit it. Quit. Now I forgot what I was saying. Basically, how are you going to get out of this cycle, Brittany? You could go to a battered women's shelter and take your kids. That's one way you could get away. Craig needs to go to rehab. Neither one of y'all are going to do this on your own. It's a messed up situation, and somebody needs to make a change. And maybe the next time, if it happens again, that will be the change. But hopefully nobody gets seriously hurt in that situation. April says, if your boyfriend has a problem with alcohol and he's having a hard time, why bring him on the internet and exploit his trauma too? Yeah. And last night, Brittany was like saying that, like, he's going through a hard time. And well, we don't really need to know the details. Just keep him off of your live stream. If you can't go live without him in the background, don't go live. If you have to wait till he passes out, go live at midnight or 1 a.m. or go live during the day when he's asleep. I don't know. But you going live when he's doing these things is not going to help you or him. Okay, Bitter Tea, thanks for being here. I don't know if you heard that. Somebody's got to fix this, and it's not going to be the internet. And if Clue wasn't going at her, it would be somebody else, probably. But Brittany does bring, it is a back and forth. They do talk. She does, like with nonsense. Nonsense is over there. I've been laughing about this for days. She was reviewing Brittany, reviewing her, reviewing Brittany, reviewing her, reviewing. It was like 3 or 4 deep of reviewing each other. And you know how hard it is to listen to that when you've got these voices and it's the same person. It's horrible to me. I can't even deal with it. But I know. Anyway, he is a volcano ready to erupt, but you will say you didn't see the signs. His behavior has been like this for years. Whatever he is going through, BJ shouldn't be going live. She knows what he is like. She has no one to blame but herself. Yeah. So basically, a lot of people think it's Brittany's fault, and a lot of people think it's Clue's fault, or Truth's going at her, and Clue's going at her, and Nonsense is going at her. I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. I think it's all a big old freaking mess, and it needs to stop. But I can't, the only way to stop that is to not participate. And enough people are into it and enjoying it that these people are making money and getting views and clicks and everything. So that's what sells. What sells right now. And some people have empathy and some people don't. And I think there's some people on the internet that we talk about that don't have empathy or don't have much empathy. Because if you don't have empathy, you don't understand. Cat Reflex said, if anything happens to her or those children by a drunk with a violent behavior, that would be his fault. I'm sorry, but the answer is not to tiptoe around an abuser. To give that excuse is disgusting. Sweep abuse under the rug and blame others. He is the abuser and she knows it. What is foul is everyone trying to baby a grown man who does not support his family and, according to this post, is a danger to his family. Why is it okay to cover up abuse and baby someone they don't abuse? Yeah, I don't Brittany knows better than anybody what he's capable of, and she said time after time that he is mean when he's drinking, and we've been seeing the drinking escalate as far as what we can see because he's in the background, and he's saying you can tell when he's drinking. And who's going to stop that? It's on Brittany, but at the same time, why are y'all poking at her? Can y'all stop? Would you even be upset if something bad happened to her? Would you care? Would y'all care if he, I don't know, put her eye out or, caused her to not live anymore? Whatever it is. Selma says, after she showed her kids at Halloween, I've got to say they are not littles. Well, they are like 10 and 11 or something. They're pretty big kid. They're getting pretty big. Sweet One says, I left an abusive relationship. I worked 3 jobs to raise my son. My family helped me. BJ has family. She can still be on YouTube when it's all safe to do so. Why exploit Craig? Sweet One, I'm with you because, look, you should go. You should go. I mean, on the 21st of this month, well, okay, we're going to wait because Christmas is coming up. And then after Christmas, well, when you're in danger, you don't wait. And the holidays are hard for everybody. Not everybody, but most people, the holidays are stressful, either because you've got too much going on, or you're lonely, or whatever the thing is. Christmas time, not my favorite time of the year. I'm just saying. I like Thanksgiving though. Comprehension is hard. Okay. Mittens and more, good to see you. No, I have not seen Betty Dim lately, and I was thinking about her yesterday and wondering if she's doing okay. If anybody sees her around, tell her to email me. I know she's going through treatments and everything. If I was not retired, I would have called CPS on BJ a couple of times. It is getting bad. The kids truly are not safe there. Mittens, I'm with you on that. They're not. Hey, puppies. Oh, Lord, these dogs. I love them. April says, just like Brittany continuing to poke Clue and calling her racist, look at the things BJ has said, anti-Islam, talking about Catholics. We're oppressed white people. Okay, so they're going back and forth. April says, Barb, she is on public platform. She brings every bit of this to a public platform for everyone in the world to hear, in my opinion. Thanks, Mittens. Are you leaving? Well, the thing that Clue said, I was going to say this a minute ago. When she said the F slur, and then she says, my daughter's, what did she say? Something like she's a lesbian. And I'm like, my parents could give two shits that I'm gay. I don't know if it's hate, but they really are strongly opposed to anything to do with gay. Like, so just because you have a gay child doesn't mean that you're not a homophobic person. I'm just saying. Or if you're homophobic against gay men and not gay women because your daughter's gay, that's not an excuse. I don't know if you are or not, but April says, Barb, she also called nonsense and her husband called pedos. Also, on this public platform, weird and crazy people could hurt someone. They could hurt Clue and Cletus, nonsense and Kyle. No, nobody needs to be calling each other pedos or, yeah, that kind of stuff can get you hurt because you don't know. We don't know who's watching. I'm saying all of this stuff needs to stop. Quit going back and forth. Quit going at Brittany because her husband's in the background saying nasty things. Just leave. Just leave. Don't give her the views. When her views and money slows down enough, she'll make a change. Would anyone care if someone hurt or unloved Clue and Cletus or nonsensing Kyle, Brittany, Jay's hands are not clean? Would anyone care if someone hurt or unloved Clue and Cletus? I'm not really sure what you're asking, but I'm not attached to anybody in here, but I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want anybody to get hurt emotionally, physically, mentally, any of the stuff. Spiritually, that's where all this started. It's a back and forth that's just gone crazy. Unalived Clue and Cletus or nonsense. I don't think anybody's going to unalive any of these people, but hopefully it's not that deep. Although the situation within Brittany's walls could happen in her home. But we don't know who's watching all this stuff. I've got 42 people watching. I don't know who in those 42 people might hate me and might be sitting out in front of my home right now. You don't know. Here's a comment. Bonnie says, okay, if that violent drunk with a violent past does anything again, it's all our fault. Get the fuck out of here. And then someone also said, this is all back to Angela's post. If something happens to her kids, it will be Craig's fault or hers for staying with a monster. It will be her fault. It will be her fault and Craig's fault. And the other thing is the going back and forth. Yes, she poked back. But can we not be bigger people than Brittany? If you're poking at her and she's got an active alcoholic husband in the background saying horrible things that we know has already harmed her, can't she find something else to talk about? I mean, I just don't get it. It's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Doesn't it get old to you? It gets old to a lot of people watching. Sam Brown said, there comes a point where you turn into worse than what you're calling out. That's what happened here at an alarming rate. Has Brittany done and said horrible things? Yes. Has Craig done the same? Yes. However, the punishment doesn't fit the crime here and hasn't for a long time. Granny being mad and angry, I understand. The rest, not so much. Much worse has been said about Brittany than she's done to others at this point. Carry on, though. I'm sure you'll all feel amazing if something happens. Not saying it'll be anyone else's fault per se, but it certainly has escalated everything. It's an escalation. That's a good word to use. You're not helping. If you're not helping a situation, you might be hurting. I'm going to say it. That's why I'm speaking out, because this is how I see it. It needs to stop. If that's all you've got to do in your life is poke and prod at each other, stop, because something's going to happen. Alex, hey, Alex Erickson, reading her comment here under Angela's. I actually agree with you, Angela. I think he's being poked and kind of backed into a corner. But I see both sides as the problem. I see others doing it, and I see Brittany doing it. That night after me and Melissa had that conversation, she was telling him, we were talking about their kids and their DV and stuff, and I can't blame him for being pissed. So I can't help but think she's also poking him a bit, maybe wanting him to stand up for her or something. But in saying that, I will say, if he was crying over a loss, that's never something to make fun of. I wouldn't want that karma. So look, Alex and Melissa Jade did have a discussion about all that the other night. And it was, people that have known her and know her from back when we all knew each other. And it was interesting, and it was a good discussion. And if Brittany's running to him and telling him things were said that weren't even said, that's another problem. Not that Tricia said, oh, and the things you collect information because we are surrounded by pathological liars. Someone needs to collect all their dirty deeds. It's also bad, and listening to Granny with her fake outrage is comical. Oh my God, that was Sunshine Lover. Tobin says, thank you for saying this. I may not agree with Brittany on many things, but they are purposely putting her and her sons in danger. Yeah, are you not even concerned that there's children in this home that not only are hearing and seeing this, but are also in danger themselves? I mean, hey, postcards. Good to see you. BJ just sits there and denies and lies. That is not okay. April, I'm really tired of that. I wish she would come up here and talk to me. We could have a little conversation. Come on, Brittany. I'm sure she's not watching me. She's got bigger things to watch. Because if it was free told people they were going to jail. Did you know Brian Koberger was watching Clue 2 hours before he was arrested? That's what Scotty says. Anyone could be watching, calling people pedos and saying they sold their daughter's pics. It is a horrible thing. Like, nobody wants to be called those things. And like I said, you don't know who's watching. If Brian Koberger was really watching Clue, then he could have been watching anybody, or there's 100 other guys like him out there, or women who might harm somebody. Beach Boy, building yourself up by tearing someone else down is terrible. No empathy is evident with these creators. Creators of what? Hate only. Beach Boy, were you reading my mind? You can't build yourself up in reality by tearing someone else down. You just can't. You may feel good at the moment, but what are you really doing for yourself by tearing another person down? Nothing. It's fun, though. It can be fun. BJ did not sign a RICO. She signed a document that lawyers told her would end the harassment she was getting, maybe knowingly, unknowingly, not understanding what the RICO meant, but under legal advice with many. Well, the RICO was a big mistake, and it, to me, and this is just me, to me it seems like the attorney who filed all this stuff and didn't do, it's the attorney's fault that all this stuff wasn't filed correctly, that things were missing, that about the anti-SLAPP. To me, that goes on the attorney, and it should be the attorney that has to pay these people back, because I just don't think that people like Brittany knew what she was getting into when she did this, because I don't think she's educated enough in law. None of us are. I mean, most of us are not, to know what she was doing. I just don't think she knew. Crime Cricket says the difference is BJ poked and poked at Clue for months, and Clue didn't respond except told her to stop. She asked BJ to stop repeatedly, but she didn't. Instead, she got worse. Now it's still going on. I don't know. I don't know how it all played out. I really don't. Even when I did watch some of these other creators, when they go live for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hours at a time, there's no way you can watch all of that and still have your life. It's just no way. She didn't. I was there, and it wasn't originally a RICO. They changed it without explaining it to the other plaintiffs. Well, then that should not go against, that's all, to me, all that needs to go against the attorneys, because if the attorney's the one who filed this shit, if it didn't get filed right, that is not on the plaintiffs. And that's not saying that it's not effed up thing, but it's just that why should plaintiffs suffer for what the attorney did wrong? Sweet One says, I'm sorry, but BJ is the one who has chosen to stay here with her kids and go live with Craig drunk in the background. That is on her. I agree. That's what I'm saying. She needs to stop going live when he's in the background. That would alleviate a lot of the issues if he weren't there. For one thing, she can't finish a sentence because he's in the background talking over her without even a mic, and you can still hear him just plain as day. I mean, I have my mic set on. There's like a background thing you can hear. Let me see what it's called. Audio. Reduce mic background noise. That's supposed to help with not being able to hear everything that's going on. I don't know what her settings are. I don't know that much about mic settings, but mostly the only background noise you hear from me are my dogs running around. All right. April says, I tried putting myself in Brittany's shoes, but I have sat and listened to her lie. She brought baby Clue's trauma to the internet and accused Clue and Cletus being a part of that. No can do. Oh, no. Did she? She brought that? Is she? Oh, can anybody back April up on this? Because I don't know. Is Brittany the one who brought up that? Beach Boy says that's a danger. Psycho's watching the ones doing this madness, all including Britt. Well, to me, the first that sends her money are putting 2 kids in danger because the father is getting drunk constantly. Her people need to take responsibility if anyone in that house is in danger. Yes, they are enabling Big Booty. Big Booty Judy. That's a funny name. Well, to me, the first, yes, if you are supporting Brittany, if you are sending Brittany money, if you are giving her watch time, if you are enabling her, if you are behind her, if you are giving her, you enable everybody who's doing this by giving them money, by showing up, by giving them numbers, views. She would have to have agreed to the RICO. If not, it would be an illegal document. She absolutely signed off on the RICO. Her signature would be fraudulent had she not agreed. Crime Cricket says. Beach Boy says uneducated is a key factor in the madness, Barb. Yeah, I agree. And I don't like to call people uneducated, but none of us are educated. Most of us here are not educated in the law, for sure. When they were all covering Laura and Matthias, BJ poked at them all, so it's her own fault. J-Man says BHB and Nick the Hat were behind the RICO. Yeah, Big Booty. I agree that both sides are guilty to a point, though. It's just not going to stop because it brings in the dollar. It brings in the dollars. No, it does. The live streams where people are going back and forth at each other brings in the money. So does true crime if you do it right. If that's true about them changing it to a RICO, then BJ should have gone to court and explained that to the judge, but I feel she loves this. I'm not sure that she doesn't love this because Brittany she could do true crime on her true crime channel and stop with all this stuff, but you can't go to other people's chats and talk shit on people in other people's chats when you're supposed to be going live and people are over there waiting on you. That's another problem. But you can't do that and expect people to not go at you. Brittany is causing this to continue. It's a problem. I don't know about all this stuff with Kim and Crafton. Crime Cricket says, I spent 5 years in law school. I'm telling you that once she filed documents, everything who signed has to be 100% on board with it. That's law 101. It's fraudulent if she was unaware of the doc change. Well, if they doc change and she was unaware of it, then she can probably get out of it all, right? Crime Cricket? Is it too late? Jabani says that's not true. You can't file something with the court and then all of a sudden decide to turn it into a RICO. Someone is drinking BJ's Kool-Aid. Yes, and another reported too while she was in chat. We can all grow and learn daily if we want. Postcard says, I worked 12 years in law. My ex has his JD. Even the best attorneys have to stay abreast of new settled law. Beige, by signing, attested she understood what she was signing. Well, and I don't think you can sign one document and then go change it. And if she didn't understand it, she shouldn't have signed it. But I don't know what they told her. And again, we're talking about people who have no education in law, who in their 30s, who hasn't had any law classes. You know, you went to high school. I guess she graduated. Graduating from high school, as far as I know, doesn't teach you any kind of law stuff, especially not on the level of a RICO. So What about BJ sitting with Sinner after he had stalked QB and her 3 teenage daughters? That is sick. Oh, that's horrible. Did he stalk them? Wow, Sinner. I don't watch Sinner either. It's a classic YouTube drama problem. When you're being talked about, it's quite hard to ignore it and not reply. They all think, okay, I'll reply to this, and then I'm done talking about it. Come here. Come here. My babies are cold. I'm sorry. Crime Cricket said, Angela, if BJ didn't understand what she was signing, she shouldn't have signed. That's all on BJ. Ignorance is not defense, not a defense. She knew. She made many live streams about it. She can't claim stupid. I'm sorry, Rusty. I'll let you up in a minute. They always feel the need to speak up. I won't disagree with BJ, didn't understand the following, but there is a lot she doesn't comprehend. That's on her. Sweet One says, isn't it interesting that BJ goes live on a public platform, does not do members only, then blames the public for watching and having an opinion? A reasonable person knows what she shows is awful. Now she'd have to pay fines, then try to sanction her attorney to recoup for failing her. Oh, wow. They didn't even know how to properly file it. Oh, my God. It's far too late to get out of it, Crime Cricket says. She lost and never claimed ignorance before her loss. She had the chance to get out. She did not. She sit on that platform and says, I don't know who Barbecue Lady is. Well, you signed a RICO. Other people backed out, but BJ did not. A 760-page filing with no exhibits or examples. Then let time elapse to revise. Then try to get judge to add other filings. Those had footnotes referenced, but no footnotes. It was everything I've heard about it was a big old mess and never should have been filed. But I still don't understand why that comes back on, why that doesn't come back on the attorney. But I mean, like I was in a relationship with someone in law school who graduated while we were together, but I don't know the law. That doesn't teach me the law. I just think that writing is on the wall. How many mods has she lost going after multiple creators in a stream? She's doing it to herself. QB and Clue have both tried to move on. She's lost, only damages to gavel out. It's going back to original court. Okay, back to that's about all I wanted to say about that post last night. And I like y'all coming in and giving your opinions on how you see all this, because I've backed off of watching. I am I got things to do, things on my mind, and I can't deal with the constant negativity of going back and forth at people. It's fun at first, I'm not going to say that I didn't, that I don't ever laugh at any of this stuff, that I've never said anything and laughed about it, because I do. And I could do it now, but it's just like, how's that going to make me feel in a year? If something happens to Brittany and I'm making fun of her, how's that going to make me, I'm just trying to live out the last days of my life. I mean, you start thinking about these things as you age. T. Adams. Oh, hi, T. Adams. I don't know if you're still here. Good to see you. And what you said my friend has, that's just what her mother just sent me, that word that you said. If you're still here. Because I thought it was scar tissue or something. But anyway, it's great to hear others' opinions. Yeah, I just want to hear what everybody's saying. Oh, April says, thank you, Barb. You are a wonderful host. Sorry if I've been a little abrupt today. It's just extremely irritating. No one takes responsibility. And I'm meaning BJ. Nobody takes responsibility. Nobody says, hey, I know I effed up. Now, I'm not saying nobody does because I do. I'll tell you if I mess up. And, you know, I'm not beyond messing up. OT Adams, so far, this is day 3 and not doing any better. Well, making progress on the, you know, the tube down your, up your nose and down your throat and everything. But yeah, thank you. T Adams knows what's going on with my friend. She has one mod in particular that pushed her, and anyone that tried to get her out of that mess was side-eyed. Who was that? Beach Boy says, Barb, we might be seniors, but we still have a lot of living to do. Hey, later, okay, my birthday's Saturday, so I'm thinking on Saturday we're going to go live and celebrate 65 years on Earth and just chat and have fun and no gifts required and learn about what life is at 65. And it's going to be different for everybody, but we're going to look into that. What happens when you're 65 and people think we're all so old. And while I have, you know, a lot of spinal issues and pain, I still have a life and I'm still trying to have, you know, a good life. Jinx says, hey, Barb, I was behind on the live listening and finally caught up. Hope you're well. And so is your friend who was, yeah, she's on day 3. Thanks, Jinx. Her mom just emailed, well, her mom texted me 4 times. I need to get back to her. Angela, I believe that. Oh, I don't know. Thank you, April. Blessings to me, Beach Boy. It's the people who claim to never mess up that are dangerous. T. Adams, was he in the hospital for 2 weeks? Oh, I hope not, because, I mean, I know when my friend had her twins, she was on bed rest in the hospital for, I don't know, it was like a month or something. And one thing that's getting her through the medical, you know, the 2 surgeries and now this is that, well, she's very fit. She's a runner and she teaches numerous fitness classes at 2 different gyms and she's really in really good shape. And so I think that will help her recover. But I mean, it's 3 hits in a row now. Okay, postcards. Yeah, we're not old. Early happy birthday. Thank you. Well, let's all be in here Saturday then. I'm thinking maybe 10 a.m.-ish. Crime Cricket, great live, Barb. Thank you for allowing comments from both sides of this mess. And thanks for everyone in chat staying respectful. Thank you. Many of my family make it past 100. I have the vibe I will. Oh, good. No 3 weeks. Well, postcards, my grandmother was almost 100 on my mother's side when she passed away. And her sister was over 100 when she passed away. And my mother will be 90 next year. And my father, which is unusual really on his side of the family, he'll be 90 next year and he's still alive. So yeah, that's pretty long longevity. Now, I smoked for many years, so I don't know if that's going to get me or whatever, but 10 a.m. wake and bake. We might do that. I don't know. I don't usually do that, but yeah, we're just going to come in here and chat about stuff and talk about aging and in a fun way because it's my birthday. Birthday party on Saturday. Sliding in on clean socks. We'll have to watch the replay. The Scoop with Barb. Hope you have a great I did witness protection. I had a fabulous Thanksgiving. It was so fun. And I didn't show y'all, but like my friends had I don't know, it's like 9 piglets and they're selling them or giving them away. I'm not sure, but a bunch of the piglets were still there. And so me and their, one of their kids one of their kids took me out, and you can feed the piglets and the pigs and the goats with your hand, by hand. And so I'm like, okay. So I took a couple of videos, and then I grabbed a handful of, it's just hard corn and stuff, and I stick my hand out in front of the pigs. Well, the mama pig came over there and started eating and got my pinky. My pinky's about the size of the corn. It didn't break the skin or anything. It hurt. And I didn't cuss. I was like, because one of her, my friend's nieces was there. She's in 2nd grade. And I was like, I'm so glad I didn't say a bad word. And then I was like, I got bit by a pig. I got bit by a pig. And she goes running up to the house and tells everybody that Barb got bit by a pig. And I'm like, and then I walk in and everybody's, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. But yeah, I fed some pigs by hand. Have you ever fed a pig? It was my first time. See how good life is in your 60s? Beach Boy says it's an absolute first time to be able to share our thoughts without being clobbered verbally or called a troll. No, I'm not. You can say what you want. Now, if you're starting to go at people or, go at me, I'm probably going to block you. I don't even have any mods in here. None of my mods are in here. And I read an article, if you've had a natural pregnancy after 40, it increases your longevity fourfold. Wow. I never even had a child. We'll do the baking if you do the waking. That sounds good. Well, I just don't usually come on here after I've baked because I already have enough trouble like getting my thoughts out and, losing my train of thought and everything. You had 2 after 40? Get a piglet. How much fun would that be? Well, they get big. They were so cute. Now, I did see a video of them when they were first born. And that's probably been, I don't know how old they are, but the goats and the pigs, they got cows too. And they used to have a snake. Their son had a snake, but when he moved away, they, kids grow up, they got rid of the snake after it got loose in the house one time. I'm on grandkids at this point in my life. They are fun, but good grief, worn out. If you see this, Betty Dan Boop, I'm thinking about you and praying for you, and I hope that your treatments are going okay, and that you can come in maybe Saturday and say hi if you're able. I wish you had some of the walnut fudge brownies I have baking. Well, Beach Boy, I can give you my address and you can mail them to me and have them here by Saturday for my birthday. How about that? I don't even have any plans on my birthday. I don't normally have any plans on my birthday. I might treat myself to, no, I went the wrong way. See, you can't, wait. See, you can't, it's backwards. Hold on. That's my hair up. You can't look at yourself and fix your hair at the same time. Oh. All right, guys. Well, it's been real. It's been a good conversation. And I know that everybody's set on their particular sides in this. What I want us to do is to think about the consequences of our actions. And the more this goes on, the worse it can get. And find something new to talk about. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with doing something different? It's crazy. Well, I appreciate y'all, and I hope to see y'all Saturday when we celebrate my birthday, if I make it 2 more days. Oh, Jinx said, this might be the weed talking, but I love Barb. She's great. Thank you. And Peace said, good Green Barb, I appreciate hearing different viewpoints. Have a great day. Y'all have a great day, and I appreciate y'all being here and speaking